to find another girl in this heart of mine.
Look into my eyes, can't you see they're open wide?
Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you?
Don't you know it's true, girl, there's no one else but you.
Would I lie to you, baby? Yeah.
Look into my eyes, can't you see they're open wide?
Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you?
Don't you know it's true, girl, there's no one else but you.
Would I lie to you, baby? Yeah.
Into my eyes, can't you see they're open wide?
Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you?
Don't you know it's true, girl, there's no one else but you.
Would I lie to you, baby? Yeah.
Look into my eyes,
Can't you see they're open wide? Would I lie to you, baby? Would I lie to you? Don't you know it's true? There's no one else but you. Would I lie to
We
you,
are
baby?
a war for our house, for the security of our existence, a war that we will win. This war was forced upon us by a dreaded enemy. Animals that kill women, children, and old people. The horrors that Hamas has done, we have not seen for many years. Children handcuffed that were executed with the rest of their families. Young people were shot from the back, executed, and other horrors that I will not describe here. We have always known who the Hamas have been. Now the whole world knows. Hamas is the ISIS, and we will beat it just like the Western world has beaten ISIS. This terrible enemy wanted the war, and it will receive a war. At the beginning of the war, I instructed to do 5 immediate things. The first action was to clear villages and to stop the entrance of any enemy. These battles are still taking place. Several terrorists are still within us, and our forces are working around the clock to eliminate them. The second action that is currently is to start a massive attack against the Hamas with force that has never seen before. The third action was to fortify the rest of the borders with the north with Hezbollah in Judea and Samaria and inside the country, and to hug our fighters, all the security people that have been working tirelessly in all of these fronts, risking their lives in order to protect the Israeli country. The fourth action was to continue the international support that I started gaining with the start of the war on Saturday to help us fight against our enemies. The final action, which for me is with top priority, is to solidify the unity in the country. We are now all united, and when we are united, we will win. The country is united, and now the management needs to unite. I'm calling the opposition leaders to immediately form a national unity government without any, just like happened with Menachem Begin at the start of the Six-Day War. Citizens of Israel, we started, and I emphasize, we just started to hit the Hamas. The images of the Hamas bases in Gaza is just the beginning. We have killed many terrorists, and this is not going to stop. I said that any place from which Hamas operates will turn into rubble. This is already happening today, and it will continue happening even more so. I am in constant communication with President Biden, and I would like to thank him on behalf of all citizens of Israel. The USA supporting Israel in every way, have a plane carrier, biggest in the area, is on its way to this area. And the enemies of Israel understand what that means. I would also like to thank many leaders in the world for their support in Israel. Citizens of Israel, I have to tell you, there's also some fake news and propaganda that is trying to separate us and scare us, such as the information that there are lots of tunnels, or the fake news that the Egyptian army, the Egyptian official has warned us about this, which has never happened before. Do not believe this propaganda. And the one thing that is most important in war is staying calm. I know we all want results right here, right now, but it will take some time. But I promise you, dear citizens, at the end of the war, all our enemies will know it was a terrible mistake to attack Israel. What we will do to our enemy in the next few days will echo for generations. Yesterday, I appointed Gal Hirsch to be in charge of those abducted and missing. He has already begun his work, and we will do everything for them. Our heart is with the families of the abducted and with the families of those who have died. We have lost entire families, boys and girls, old men, old women, young and old, police and security, Jews and non-Jews. We are all sharing this. This is true and honest thing. This is the deepest thing that connects us together. Together we will overcome, and together we will win. Only together. As Prime Minister of Israel, I'm telling you honestly, we are ahead of difficult days. We are hurting for our brothers and sisters who have died, and I insist on winning this battle in order to bring peace to our people and our country. The people of Israel, the country of Israel, is a miracle. In the book of Samuel, it says that the unity of Israel will not lie. And during this journey, we will commit every promise, and this time we will also commit this promise, and the people of Israel will live. We have always known the Hamas problem. Now the whole world knows. Hamas is the ISIS, and we will beat it just like the Western world has beaten ISIS.
We refuse to be what you wanted us to be. We are what we are. That's the way it's going to be. If you don't know, you can't educate for no equal opportunity. Talking about my freedom, talking about my freedom, people freedom and liberty. Yeah, yeah, we've been treading on a wine press much too long. Rebel, rebel. We've been taking for granted much too long.
Bin Laden existed in Afghanistan exactly 17 years before our government existed. We inherited him. And the fact is that such people were instigated by the CIA and by the government of America in that time to go and fight the Soviets. And such people were called the heroes of independence. And all of a sudden, they have changed now to terrorists. We don't say that we are defending terrorism, but we need to know whether they are really terrorists or not. We were called the puppets of America until 1998. So we don't know as to what to do now. We have been given no counter proposals. And now the perception in Afghanistan is that maybe the United States is always looking for a boogeyman.
You know, in this Syrian army, you have 80% of the Sunnites. Secondly, there are all the Christian minority who support this regime. Of course, he has got opponents, but those opponents, they are mainly al-Nusra, bound to al-Qaeda, and the Islamic State. So there is no surprise
Assad and
that
the Islamic
Russian...
State have been ignoring each other, according to Jane's Defense, as of June 2014.
You Americans have created the
This is a
Islamic
British
State.
firm I'm quoting now.
Well, okay. The Islamic State
We
has been
created the Islamic State?
by the American policy, the fundings that
Bashar
Saudi
al-Assad's
Arabia has
Mukhabarat
given.
was sending jihadists
No,
into
I'm
Iraq to
sorry.
blow up American
This
soldiers
question
for
today,
8
this
years.
is very simple.
Okay,
we have a devil to combat. This is the
Yes, his
Islamic
name is
State.
Bashar.
So you're saying
this
that
is a...
elements within the current Afghan government are supporting ISIS in Afghanistan to destabilize any kind of agreement. It's a very serious allegation.
This is, yes, it is an open secret. Everyone know about that.
A stunning allegation against an American partner. Even more stunning was Shaheen's refusal to accept al-Qaeda's responsibility for the September 11th attacks.
So who's the real culprit behind that?
That was not known. Who? Still, it is not known. Who was behind
It's
that?
Al-Qaeda. They claimed responsibility.
No. If there is a proof given to us, we are ready to try him.
Sources tell our colleague Richard Engel and me that CIA Director William Burns met face-to-face yesterday with the Taliban de facto leader Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar in what amounts to the highest level contact between the Biden administration and the Taliban. Now, the irony here is that Baradar is a man the CIA helped capture in jail back in 2010. He was kept in prison in Pakistan for 8 years. And during that time, the Pakistanis refused to let the CIA talk to him for a bit. Intelligence sources told me at the time that he was seen as a more reasonable alternative to many of the Taliban figures on the scene. Now he's the leader, and CIA Director Burns, a longtime diplomat, was likely negotiating with him over all the issues surrounding America's messy exit, including access to the airport and the status of Americans and our allies who are trying to figure out how to get there without being harmed by the Taliban. And I can tell you, Chris, there is a lot of frustration inside the CIA about the fact that the United States has left many Afghan allies essentially stranded.
The Palestinian militant group Hamas has carried out brutal acts of terror against Israeli civilians, and Israeli and American leaders are always keen to tell us how dangerous and evil Hamas is.
The inhumanity of Hamas.
I have no sympathy for Hamas.
That keep shelling Israel with thousands of rockets and mortar shells.
But what if I told you that Israel helped create Hamas? Officially, Hamas, which is the acronym for an Arabic phrase meaning Islamic Resistance Movement, was founded in 1987 at the start of the first Palestinian Intifada, or uprising against the Israeli occupation. But its roots were planted much earlier. The Hamas founder Sheikh Ahmed Yassin was a half-blind, disabled Palestinian cleric and member of the Muslim Brotherhood. The Brotherhood had been repressed by the Egyptians in Gaza prior to 1967, but once the Israelis invaded and occupied the Strip, they didn't just turn a blind eye to these Islamists, they encouraged them. See, the Israelis, especially right-wing Israelis, wanted to undermine the power of the dominant Palestinian political force at that time, the nationalist PLO, at the heart of which was the secular Fatah party of Yasser Arafat, their bête noire.
بغصن الزيتون في يدي وببندقية الثائر في يدي.
By empowering Sheikh Yassin and the Muslim Brotherhood, Israeli leaders thought they could divide and rule the occupied Palestinians, play them off against each other, secular nationalists against religious Islamists. So in 1978, when Yassin wanted to officially register his Islamic Association, which was basically the precursor to Hamas, the Israelis were only too keen to help. Yassin built and grew a network of Islamist social institutions across Gaza, including schools and clubs and mosques, and Israel helped fund some of those projects. Most American politicians have no clue about any of this, although the former Republican Congressman Ron Paul once made this point on the floor of the House.
Hamas was encouraged and really started by Israel because they wanted Hamas to counteract Yasser Arafat.
Arafat himself told an Italian newspaper, quote, Hamas is a creature of Israel. He even claimed that former Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin admitted as much to him, calling it a fatal error when they assassinated Yassin.
You can hear the crowds chanting for Hamas, and any idea that this operation would actually suppress or diminish that organization seems to be ill-judged.
The inconvenient truth is that Hamas is in part a creature of Israel's own making, an enemy that Israel spent more than 20 years helping to build up, and then spent the next 20 years, the past 20 years that is, trying to bomb, besiege, and blockade out of existence.
We inherited him. And the fact is that such people were instigated by the CIA and by the government of America in that time to go and fight the Soviets. And such people were called the heroes of independence. And all of a sudden, they have changed now to terrorists.